Welcome, everybody, to a special episode of the Podcrastinators.
It's been a while since we've talked about upcoming releases, but this is an exciting one. James Gunn recently has been in charge of the DC CU.
Well, it's officially just the DCU.
The DCU.
Yep.
And he recently has come out with a bunch of projects that Cam has gonna guide us through.
And we also have Jack here.
And we also have Jack. Yes,
Yeah,
sorry, Jack.
I'm a passive observer on this one. Don't get me. I enjoy superheroes and
Batman.
I love Batman.
Batman.
Batman is maybe one of my favorite
Batman. Oh, okay.
superheroes ever, without a doubt. And I like the multiverse concepts. I've never had a huge access to comics growing up.
Well, hopefully this one will be better.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully this one will be different than the MCU.
So the crazy thing about this whole situation with James Gunn being the, I guess, Kevin Feige of the DC cinematic universe is that had Disney not tried to cancel him, he probably would have never gotten this opportunity.
What's the story behind that? Because he's still doing Guardians 3.
So
and he did the Christmas special.
This happened pre-Guardians 3. I guess at the time there were some tweets that he had made that were like 9 years old that were a bit problematic that Disney didn't really have.
Like they weren't about it.
Yeah, so they completely fired him from Guardians 3 and they were like, yeah, we're never going to work with James Gunn again. And then that's when he made the Suicide Squad movie with DC because they just went and picked him up.
Yeah.
And then I think Dave Bautista was like, I won't be doing Guardians if James Gunn doesn't come back. And then they ended up...
He also got Peacemaker.
Yeah,
which was pretty good too.
He also did Peacemaker during that time. But then Disney ended up rehiring him and... Here we are now.
They got the money.
Yeah.
They said, here's the money, James Gunn. We said, okay, maybe I'll finish out Star-Lord's character arc.
So now he's getting to finish up Guardians 3, but after that, he's completely done with Marvel, and he'll be completely focused on DC projects. I don't know, I just think it's interesting that he would never be in this position had Disney they not tried to cancel him, you know?
Yeah. Disney's good at that.
So here we are. So, before we get into the big announcements, let's get into the current DC slate of movies that will be releasing this year. First, we have Shazam! Fury of the Gods, March 17th. The Flash on June 16th. So, when speaking about The Flash, James Gunn said it's probably one of the greatest superhero movies ever made. And he also said, so there's also been a bunch of stuff that has happened with Ezra Miller and all the stuff that they've done.
The Flash actor who was in Justice League.
Yep.
And Batman v Superman.
Correct.
Yeah.
But he has recently, I think they've pled guilty and have apologized, and I guess they're in good graces with Warner Brothers and DC now. And James Gunn said that the 4 leads from the movie could potentially come back playing their roles in DCU projects down the line. There's nothing that prohibits that from happening, said Gunn. Safran said the executives remained hopeful Miller was on a path to betterment. Ezra is completely committed to their recovery, and we are fully supportive of that journey they are on right now. When the time is right, when they are ready to have that discussion, we will all figure out what the best path forward. But right now, we are completely focused on their recovery, and in our conversation with them in the last couple of months, it feels like they are making enormous progress. So Ezra Miller may continue being the Flash down the line.
I mean, Flash needs a good story.
Flash does need a good story.
Flash is one of the ones that could hold his own movie, and it could be really fucking solid.
And so they also did say that the Flash movie coming out will be resetting the DC movie timeline. And I think having a character like the Flash that can just like be a reset, is a valuable character to have.
That's true. Yeah, that gives a reason to transfer him over, and it's the fucking New 52 transfer over.
Yeah, Flashpoint.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the Flash movie.
Hell yeah.
And then I guess the actual DCU will begin with Blue Beetle releasing August 18th.
Do you know who Blue Beetle is,
Yeah,
Jack?
he's the one that has the bug. It's from Teen Titans, is where I know him. That has the bug that's a backpack, as alien.
Yeah, it's like stuck to his...
super technology. Yeah, it's part of his body.
Molded with him.
Yeah, he has like a Iron Man suit permanently attached to his body. He's a cool character.
Yeah, if you're a fan of Cobra Kai, the actor that plays Miguel will be playing Blue Beetle, Jaime Reyes. So yeah. And then the final movie releasing this year on Christmas Day is Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.
We haven't seen anything on that, have we?
I don't think so.
So we're getting that after Flash?
Yep, after Flash. Blue Beetle and Aquaman are after Flash, and
gotcha.
I guess are in continuity. It sounded like
it's gonna
James
transfer
Gunn.
over with Flash, but they'll have one more story to tell in the Snyder universe.
No, I think Flash resets it, and the first two stories are going to be Blue Beetle and Aquaman going
Is
forward.
Aquaman a reboot?
No, it's a sequel. I guess
so. It's in the Snyderverse, is what I'm saying.
But I think that they're like retaining certain things from the Snyderverse, but like some of that stuff may or may not have happened. I think we'll get further clarification when the movies release and when Flash releases and stuff.
Okay.
That one actress is gone, yeah?
Amber Turd.
Yeah.
Is your last name Turd?
No, it's Amber Heard. I don't actually know. They didn't say about her.
Because I know that I forget his name, the big guy.
Jason Momoa
was like, I don't ever want to work with her ever again during the trial.
Really?
Yeah. Like, he was one of the good supporters for Johnny Depp. So, like, I was wondering if she...
Oh, wait, was she in the Johnny Depp trial?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Was she the main girl?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't follow it that closely,
That's why she's Amber Turd, because she's shit in the bed.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, according to IMDb...
Wow, the more you fucking know. Now I feel so much smarter now.
According to IMDb, which
a lot
is
of things connecting.
Yeah.
basically like Wikipedia, anybody can edit it, but she's still cast as Mara in the movie. I think I remember that they like cut out a bunch of her stuff. So I bet she'll be in it, but like very minimally.
Yeah.
And also Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne is
just
supposed to
killed her
return.
off.
So
All right, wait, can I just say really quick? So I know that obviously I feel like everybody knows they're continuing the Batman with Robert Pattinson.
Uh-huh.
And I know, all right, they are doing more Batman and they're having Ben Affleck. Dude, there's way too many Batmans.
There are too many Batmans.
There's
they
way
need to
too
commit
many.
to one.
Yeah.
He's a badass character, but like he needs to stand
on his own,
Yeah.
right? Like you can't have three different ones. It's just like
And
dividing
Michael Keaton is going to be Batman in the Flash as well. He's
yeah,
returning.
Exactly. So 3 or 4, yeah.
Yeah.
There's
3 or
way
4.
too many Batmans.
So,
I guess if it's setting up a multiverse, but it seems kind of early for that.
That is a good transition. They did speak about Matt Reeves' Batman movies and Todd Phillips' Joker sequel. Those will not fall under the DCU banner, but instead DC Elseworlds.
Okay.
Which will be just like in the comics, falling outside the continuity. There's also a Black Superman project being written by... Ooh, I'm going to butcher this. He-Si Kotis, Under the previous regime of Warner Brothers, which remains active in development, which will fall under the DC Elseworlds category.
What's Black Superman?
It's like a different timeline. I don't know what his name is.
It's not Clark Kent.
No.
It's a different Superman?
Yeah, it's a different Superman.
What?
It was written by Grant Morrison. I think he might have appeared before that, but what I know him from is Grant Morrison's Multiversity. And I don't know, this is not confirmed, but I think I saw some things where like Michael B. Jordan would maybe be playing this Superman.
Okay.
That could be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let me see. His name is Calvin Ellis.
Kal-El.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. I've never heard of this character.
He's just in a alternate universe where he's Superman. So
I feel like they can't get rid of Clark Kent, though.
no. This is
have both.
Elseworlds. This is DC Elseworlds. This is in the
Oh,
multiverse.
with like Robert Pattinson stuff and
Todd Phillips' Joker exists outside of the main
are
continuity.
they
under
gonna
DC.
cross over?
At some point?
Do they have two different crossovers going on at the same time?
Well, so
That'd be a lot.
That would be a hell of a lot.
they also specifically mention Teen Titans Go being in the DC Elseworlds
Okay.
banner. And the quote is, "The bar is going to be very high for projects outside of the DCU, the Elseworlds projects," which this is a quote from Peter Safran. "But every now and then there will be something that lives up to that."
Okay.
Okay. So, now we're into the main continuity, okay?
All right. Damn.
So this will be following the sort of like, you know how Marvel does their like phase 1, phase 2 shit.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it's
this
in
is
phases,
like their phase
right?
1. Yeah.
So this is called Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters.
Okay.
And we didn't get all of Chapter 1. We just got part of it.
Okay.
So we are going to start with an animated series called Creature Commandos. It is going to be 7 episodes and written by James Gunn. Oh, also, before we really dive into it, they said that these animated properties and TV properties are going to be voiced by the same actors as their live action counterparts to like make it completely
like
cohesive.
Yeah.
I like that. That's pretty cool.
But also,
Actors-
regular
actors aren't good voice
always
actors.
voice actors.
Yeah.
Fair.
Voice actors aren't actors. I mean, they can be, but you
They
know,
can be,
they're
but not
they're
always.
different trades.
So basically, the Creature Commandos were set during World War II, and they're basically a bunch of monsters that fight zombies. The OG members were this guy named Warren Griffith. He's basically a werewolf. There's G.I. Robot, Dr. Medusa. The leader is Lieutenant Matthew Shreve. And we've got Elliot Lucky Taylor, which is basically Frankenstein's monster, and Vincent Velcro, a vampire, which can change into a bat. Now, look, they did release an image of what these characters would look like and what their designs are looking like. So not all these characters will be on the team, and there will be some new ones. Like, it looks like there's like a Bride of Frankenstein's character in there, but
They got cool names.
yeah, we got the Creature Commandos coming up first.
Okay, it's a movie.
It's a TV show,
TV
animated show,
Oh,
7
animated.
episodes.
Gotcha.
I like
Yeah.
that. That'll be fun to see some fucking creatures fighting it out.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I like creatures.
I do like creatures. I like some spookies.
I don't know if it will be set during World War II, but the original comic was set during World War II and they fought Nazis, so
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Nazis always-
Frankenstein versus Mothman.
World War II is it attracts everybody, right? There's a broad appeal.
Nazis are always a good villain.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Okay, next we have Waller, which is a spin-off of Peacemaker
For Amanda Waller.
for Amanda Waller.
Okay.
What's the actress's name that plays Amanda Waller? It's Viola Davis.
Mhm.
So this will be written by Crystal Henry, who was the writer of the Watchmen show from 2019, and Jeremy Carver, who was the creator of the Doom Patrol TV series.
I never watched. I know none of us have watched Doom Patrol. Have you watched Doom Patrol? Yeah. You've watched the Watchmen show. You liked it.
The Watchmen show is fucking awesome.
Hell yeah.
I got faith. I like Viola Davis as Amanda Waller.
Yeah, she's good.
Really good. And hopefully John Cena will come back as Peacemaker. That would be cool.
So is that part of the DC Elseworld too then?
Nope. That's in canon.
Suicide Squad is in canon?
They didn't really clarify like what has come before that's in canon, but
it's just like comics, bro.
I guess
DC did the best job of mimicking comics into movies. You're just like, what the fuck is going on?
I guess if Waller is technically canon, then... And they did say it's a spinoff of Peacemaker, so then I guess that makes Peacemaker and Suicide Squad canon.
Yeah.
I guess at this point they can kind of pick and choose at like what parts remain canon and what parts aren't.
Yeah.
Because once Flash resets everything, they can be like, oh, but like Margot Robbie is still Harley Quinn, but also
Margot Robbie should continue being Harley Quinn.
I agree. And then they could be like, but Henry Cavill's not Superman, so I think that they can retain some things and leave some other things, you know?
Yeah.
Next, we have our first movie, releasing July 11th, 2025. Written by James Gunn, Superman Legacy.
Nice.
No confirmation if James Gunn will direct or not. He said it's not an origin story and... No, sorry, this is a quote from Peter Safran. This is not an origin story, and it focuses on Superman balancing his Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing. He is the embodiment of truth, justice, and the American way. He is kindness in a world that thinks kindness as old-fashioned.
Cool.
Very excited.
Yeah, dude, Superman's sick.
Mm-hmm.
We need some good Superman and not shitty Zack Snyder Superman.
Do you think it's shitty? I don't think it's awful. I like Superman.
I think that like this described that he's kindness in a world that thinks kindness is old fashioned and it's truth, justice, and the American way. And Man of Steel was like, oh, but like I'm an alien and should I like do humans deserve to be saved? Like. Save that for the boys and Invincible. Like, this is Superman. Like, come on.
He's the Boy Scout.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's the farm boy.
Like,
he grew up, like, protecting the weak and not getting in fights because he knew he would hurt people, you know?
Yeah. I think that... I don't hate Man of Steel.
He is always known to do that. I guess they show that in the movie, too.
I don't hate Man of Steel, but it's just not Superman.
Snyder's never perfect.
No.
Snyder never has a perfect movie. He has good quality.
300's pretty decent, but...
Yeah, it might be his best one.
It's because it's Frank Miller, by the way.
Yeah.
Next, we have Lanterns, which
Green
is
Lantern.
A TV series for HBO. And according to Peter Safran... Did we say who Peter Safran was?
Maybe. Quick recap.
Basically, him and James Gunn are spearheading the DC stuff together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's basically just been a producer on all the DC stuff, starting with Aquaman. He did Aquaman and Shazam and Peacemaker.
Okay.
So yeah.
So the good string of DC stuff.
Aquaman might be a stretch there. Okay.
I've never seen Aquaman, actually.
Anyway, they said their vision for the Green Lantern, or for Lanterns, is that it will be very much in the vein of True Detective. It will be terrestrial base and will feature Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart as like partner Green Lanterns. And this will play a really big role going forward with the main story they're trying to tell.
I like when they have more than one Green Lantern.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Because it kind of like makes it feel more like that.
It's a squad.
Yeah, it's the squad. The Green Lantern squad.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen True Detective, but I think it's a good idea to like have them be partners or whatever.
I've always heard really good things about True
Me too.
Detective.
It's on the list.
I heard it's like the first 2 seasons are excellent, then it falls off or something. But I've always wanted to watch. There's a million things to watch.
Exactly. That's how it always is. But Lanterns, gonna be sick.
Fuck yeah.
And that's a movie, yes?
TV show. TV show on HBO.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I think all the TV shows are gonna be HBO.
Okay.
I don't mind that.
Yeah, I could be about
I got
that.
access there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next, we have a film called The Authority. So this is based on a team of superheroes that I know very little about. They have rather extreme methods of protecting the planet, and they originated in the late 90s under an imprint known as Wildstorm, which was
What
run...
the hell is this called again?
The Authority.
The Authority.
It was run by Jim Lee, who is the current head of DC Publishing and all that stuff.
Okay.
So with The Authority, there's a fuck ton of members, so I'm not going to go through all of them. But basically...
Is it like an X-Men type deal?
I could not...
To safe.
I didn't do enough research into this as to like what their background is. But the creators were Warren Ellis and Brian Hitch. For those of you that don't know, Warren Ellis wrote the Castlevania Netflix series.
Let's fucking
Hell yeah.
go. Which, if you didn't know, that series is fucking incredible.
It's pretty spicy.
So,
Best video game adaptation by far.
as we said, this was under the Wildstorm imprint, which was basically just like an offshoot of the DC universe. Like, DC owned them, but everything that was published under Wildstorm existed in this like Wildstorm
Universe.
separate
outside,
universe, basically. And there are a bunch of other characters that appeared in that. Wildstorm had a bunch of their own. It was also creator owned, kind of like Image Comics, but they also had some licensed titles that they worked on. So they had the license for Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Texas Chainsaw, StarCraft, Dante's Inferno, X-Files, and God of War while they were publishing. But when they relaunched the New 52 in 2011, Wildstorm shut down and they phased all of the Wildstorm characters into the DC continuity.
Gotcha.
So
that's something.
that's The Authority. James Gunn said that this was like a big passion project for him. I'm sure this will turn out something probably like Guardians, where it's all these like unknown characters that is just a crazy movie that everybody suddenly loves.
Yeah.
The quote that they have says, "One of the things of the DCU is that it's not just a story of heroes and villains. Not every film and TV show is going to be about good guys versus bad guys. Giant things from the sky coming and the good guys wins. There are some white hats, black hats, and gray hats," added Safran. "They are kind of like Jack Nicholson and A Few Good Men. They know that you want them to be on the wall, or at least they believe that."
Okay.
So,
I have no feelings towards it.
yeah,
I mean, I'm down for something new.
I agree. I bet it will be pretty cool.
Seems like a more human superhero or super being.
I think so. I think that there are some super powered characters on the team. Like there's some characters called the Sun God, the Nightsbringer of War,
God damn, bro.
the Winged Huntress.
Nightspringer.
Yeah. I don't know. There's so many fucking characters. Look at this list on Wikipedia. Like,
What the hell is this? The Authority?
It's The Authority, yeah.
Okay.
I think that they are
Interesting.
super powered, but I don't know much about them. So, Next, we have another HBO series called Paradise Lost. They said these are set before... Oh, it's set on Themyscira.
Okay. Wonder Woman's home.
And they said these are set before the Wonder Woman films, which calls into question again, are the Wonder Woman films canon?
Jesus, dude. Why?
They said this will be a Game of Thrones style drama set on the all-female island that is Wonder Woman's birthplace, Themyscira, filled with political intrigue and scheming between power players. And that's all we got.
I'd be down for that.
I think it will be cool.
Yeah.
Bunch of good-looking ladies doing a bunch of war and politics. Yeah.
I hope it's not Game of Thrones, though. I'm fucking... Game of Thrones has come, you know? Give me something new.
Exactly. So, next. This is what I am most excited for that they touched on. The Brave and the Bold.
I do know one thing. We got Damien, baby.
Yep, this is the...
Yeah!
Damien's a fucking player.
Yeah, dude, that's gonna be sick.
Yeah.
We've never had a Robin in the... Oh, we've had kind of.
Except for the Schumacher films.
Yeah, we've never had a Robin in the Batman movies.
So, yeah.
We have, but not really.
This is the intro to the DCU's Batman, which will not be Robert Pattinson, and this will also introduce Damian Wayne, and will take inspiration from Grant Morrison's Batman run.
Fuck yeah.
So, for those of you that do not know who Damian Wayne is, he is the son of Bruce Wayne and Talia al Ghul.
The daughter of Ra's al Ghul. Ra's al Ghul.
The Nolan films are Ra's al Ghul, and in most everything else, he's Ra's al Ghul. So, tomato, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
And basically, Bruce Wayne didn't know that he had a son until he was about like 11 or 12 years old, and he had been trained by assassins and stuff. So they said this is going to be like a crazy father-son story, which I'm super excited about. Damien's probably my favorite Robin, just because like he was Robin at the time that I started reading comics.
I like Dick just because he's Nightwing, and I really like Nightwing.
Oh yeah, Nightwing is fucking amazing. Yeah. He was the original Robin, but I think Damien's still probably my favorite one.
You're right. As a Robin, Dick Grayson's cooler as Nightwing. He's not as cool as Robin. As a Robin, Damien's pretty fucking sick.
It does make me a bit sad that we're not starting with Dick, but the fact that we are starting with Damien means that he's been Batman for a while.
Maybe we'll have Nightwing?
Maybe they already exist, and they said that this will be like the building blocks for the Bat family, so I think we will eventually get them.
Okay.
Barring that these movies are good and successful.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is going to be awesome.
Is that the last?
No. There's still a bunch more. I guess we should have talked about the Batman Part 2 when we were talking about that, but this is just when I had it in my notes.
Yeah, Batman Part 2. I'm like,
Batman Part 2, basically they said Robert Pattinson and Matt Reeves will be returning. Will be releasing on October 3rd, 2025, which means that we will have a Batman and a Superman movie coming out in 2025.
Fuck yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, I'm about that.
Next is an HBO series, Booster Gold.
Nice. Okay, so the only thing I know about Booster Gold is he had a single episode in Justice League Unlimited.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like someone who traveled from the future. That's about all I know. But he's got cool powers. I'm pretty sure he could fly.
Well, I always like a little fly.
He got some future stuff.
Peter Safran said it's about a loser from the future who uses basic future technology to come back to today's time and pretends to be a superhero. James Gunn elaborated saying basically imposter syndrome as a superhero.
I like that.
Yeah, that'd be good. That would be cool.
He's a pretty popular cult character. Like we said, if you want to see more Booster Gold stuff, he's got his episode in Justice League, and he's got a couple more episodes in Batman: The Brave and the Bold.
I still have to watch Batman: The Brave and the Bold.
It's decent. It's a bit
the last-
campier.
I don't think I'm the only ones I haven't watched is Superman and that one, and I guess all of Beyond's, but I'll get there.
Have you seen The Batman as well?
The Batman? No, I
Yeah.
don't think so.
That one's all right as well. That one's pretty good.
Okay.
So we had 2 more movies. The first one is Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow.
Nice.
This will be based on Tom King's run, and we will see a difference between Superman, who was sent to Earth and raised by loving parents from the time he was an infant, versus Supergirl, who was raised on a rock, a chip off of Krypton, who watched everyone die around her and be killed in terrible ways for the first 14 years of her life, and then she comes to Earth. She is much more hardcore and not the Supergirl we are used to, which sounds so cool.
I like a hardcore Supergirl.
Yeah. And I'm sure that whoever is Superman will show up and interact with her.
Yeah. Who's gonna be Superman, bro?
I don't know. I wish that they would have announced
Batman. It's hard to think of a Batman when you have 4 Batmans already.
it. Exactly. I don't know. Maybe Ben Affleck will be Batman, which I'm okay with.
Ben Affleck wasn't a bad Batman, honestly.
Okay, hear me out. Nick Cage.
Or
Nick Cage is already Superman.
Nick Cage should be Superman, and he
Okay.
comes in and just
I'm saying
destroys
he
everything.
could be Superman and Batman.
Oh, okay.
Jack, have you seen the Nick Cage Superman pictures?
Yes, I have.
Okay,
he
good.
looks shredded as fuck.
And he's got the mullet. It's
Yeah.
so beautiful.
Nick Cage is Superman, in a better reality,
in an else world.
in an else world.
Okay, the final one is Swamp Thing, which is a horror film and will close out the first part of the first chapter.
Cool.
The first part of the first chapter?
Yep. So they didn't completely announce all of chapter 1, Gods
Okay.
and Monsters. So we have a fucking huge list. I don't know.
I
bet-
feel like they should have just incorporated Robert Pattinson into the larger thing.
I bet he will show up at some point in like some sort of multiverse.
But why does everything have to be that, dude?
Because it's always been like that in comics.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
And I think it was not confirmed if they would do a third one, but if I remember right, Matt Reeves was talking about doing a trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see them, if the Batman 2 goes well.
I hope it's not about Joker. I really fucking hope it's not about Joker.
I also hope it's not about Joker. Matt Reeves expressed doing like a Mr. Freeze movie,
That'd be really sick.
which would be sick.
That'd be really cool.
But then again, like, I know it's a different timeline and a different tone, but if you do Mr. Freeze in that timeline, does that mean that they won't do Mr. Freeze in the main timeline? That's what I'm...
Does that mean
a bit
every time
worried
they
about.
want to reuse an enemy, they have to recast him?
Exactly. Like, we probably won't see the Riddler, which sucks. Unless it's like, I don't know. Maybe if it's like further down the line, but...
Interesting.
I think we'll definitely get Catwoman, though. I don't know. That Riddler was different than any other Riddler we've seen, but...
It's the most interesting Riddler. I mean, I don't know. I never really liked Riddler that much, I guess.
I like it when Batman roasts the Riddler.
Yeah, Batman roasts the Riddler all the time. He's like, you think you smart, bro?
You're not smart,
I knew
bro.
your riddle like that.
Yeah. I'm fucking Batman, dude. And
Like,
I
give me
know
a
karate.
fucking riddle. You
Yeah.
like, come on, dude.
I'm better at riddles than you, and that's like your whole thing.
Yeah, I literally fight a crocodile. You
Yeah.
think I can't solve your stupid riddle? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exciting though. I'm about it.
Yeah, I think they'll do a good job. Hopefully that it doesn't start out really shitty and we never see any of these movies actually happen. Which I don't think.
Hopefully not gonna happen.
James Gunn has a really good track record, so
Yeah.
I'm also pretty excited about some of these TV shows.
yeah,
They sound pretty cool.
I agree.
I hope the Green Lantern one is cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they do have a lot of really awesome properties that they have not explored. Like Marvel, I mean, they have, both companies have such a vast history of characters that they have an endless supply in the bank, you know, but Marvel has done a lot where it's like, we basically know everybody that it's like, you know, you really, really want to know, I guess. Now we're really pulling from like...
Yeah, they're kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel
Yeah.
a little bit.
But DC still has so many characters that, like, Dr. Fate, we still know nothing about. Dr. Fate could be in those movies because they butchered him and the Hawk guy, or Hawkman and Hawk Girl.
Yeah, isn't that funny? We didn't hear anything about Black Adam sequels or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think The Rock is going to return.
No.
I liked The Rock as Black Adam. The rest of the people weren't very good.
Yeah.
But he was a beautiful boy.
I
agree.
think that he kind of ruined it. There was a lot of public discourse where he was trying to claim that it had made more money than it actually did, and then
Weird.
he kind of like burnt his bridge with the fans and Warner Brothers. So
Really?
I do not think that
That seems like
Black
fake
Adam
news.
will be returning.
That's not The Rock I love. I don't believe it.
Are you a Rock fan?
I love The Rock of it.
What's your favorite Rock movie?
All of them. I honestly, it was one of the ones that got me into The Rock. Is the one where he's the football player,
The Tooth
and then
Fairy.
he gets a daughter.
The Tooth
No, not
Fairy.
the Tooth Fairy. He gets a
No,
daughter.
I know what
and
movie you're
then-
talking about though. The one where he's the football player and his daughter is like,
He's a football player a lot of the time.
This isn't the Tooth Fairy.
This isn't the Tooth Fairy. This one, he has a daughter that he didn't know he had. That's like 12, and then she comes up into his spot, and then like is a daughter, and he has to be like a single dad for her.
I think you're thinking about the
No,
Tooth
I
Fairy.
think that is the
There's two.
Tooth Fairy.
I
I'm
swear to God.
100%
I
thinking
swear
about the
to
Tooth Fairy.
God, there's two.
Well, I guess you have to watch every Dwayne The Rock Johnson movie.
You gotta
I
have the Rock
Would not
marathon.
mind that. I would not mind
The
that.
Rock season.
I think I might need to take a breather in between that season.
Between the episodes, it's a lot of
I
him
can't think of
climbing
a-
in a destroyed
I can't
city.
think of a Moana's about the top movie I have for him.
You
in
got
my
also
mind.
the one with the big monkey.
Rampage, the
Rampage.
one I don't watch.
Oh,
that.
the game plan. You're
Yes.
right. The game plan.
Oh,
I
that's
know
the
my
one I'm
Rock.
thinking about.
Yeah.
I don't know what the Tooth Fairy
I was
is.
thinking of the Tooth Fairy. See, he's also wearing the football
Yeah, no,
pads
he
there.
does. He does a lot of things where he's a football player.
You can't handle the tooth.
Yeah,
Wow. 2010 was a great year for
he
movies.
fucking crushed it, dude. When did he get in Fast and Furious?
Fast 5 was his first one.
You like the Fast and Furious movies? Though?
Fast 5
I like
is
cars.
awesome. I do not let it go on the record that I don't like the Fast and the Furious movies per se, but there are some entertaining ones.
I
I
find
own them all.
entertainment in them.
Yes, I find entertainment in them,
That's fair.
and I own them all.
Yes.
I've only watched 1 through 3. I
Those are
can't.
Good ones.
It's been hard to
Continue.
go to it.
Yeah.
5 is where I think it starts to fall off. Like, after 5 is where it's a little bit rough. Yeah, that's all I got.
Well, Jack, is there anything you'd like to say?
DC, I hope you make some good movies because I would like to enjoy them. But if you don't, I probably won't go support you.
Well said.
Oh, also you should
Jack gave a
support this
thumbs
channel.
up. Jack gave a thumbs up. It was not,
Yes.
not shown on the audio platform, but I just thought it was worth mentioning.
Yeah, the classic sign off.
We're talking about M3GAN. We're back covering another movie.
Regrettably, we saw Megan.
M3GAN. For people that haven't seen the movie that are listening to this, would you recommend that they go watch the movie before listening to us spoil it, or do you think they're alright just listening to it?
I would say this is one of those movies where you can just listen to us talk about how shitty it is. And this is, you could definitely skip this one.
Skip watching it.
Skip
Still,
watching
still
it.
listen
Yeah,
to us
yeah,
talk about
it. Skip watching the movie. But it's funny saying that because like this has been one of the more populated theaters that we've seen. I guess we saw Puss in Boots earlier, and that was pretty populated. But that and this movie is like the most populated I've seen some theaters in a while.
There was like nobody when we saw Whale.
I guess
the theater.
Avatar, but Avatar was to be expected a bit.
Yeah, I was surprised. Well, because we were looking at movies to go check out, and this was the only thing that we thought looked interesting enough. So maybe people are seeing it because it's the only thing that's out. And
well, I think we both decided to watch because we saw the trailer of her running.
The
doll
bear crawl
running,
scene,
running on all fours.
Well, this movie has made a fuck ton of money. It's made 100 million. And it's not even done with its theatrical run. It's made nearly, well, and the budget was 12 million, I should add. So it's made a fuck ton of money.
Yeah.
They've already greenlit a sequel, M3GAN 2.0, scheduled to be released January 17th, 2025, with the entire cast returning.
Oh, wow.
It's funny because when the movie ended, the dude sitting next to me was like, I am not watching a sequel to that.
Really? Did you hear him say that?
Yeah, I heard him say that. He was like, that was fucking terrible. Like, I would not watch a sequel. Because there's the little sequel tease at the very end.
Yeah, like that old Marvel trope where it's like, or like they always had to do something at the end to be like, well, if we could franchise it, might as well try.
Well, they're trying on this one. Holy shit, dude.
That was a pretty unbearable movie to get through.
It was unbearable.
There was a lot of cringe.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, this movie didn't make me feel any other emotion than just cringe.
Yeah. When the doll started singing, there was multiple parts in the movie where the doll would just start like singing random shit.
The titanium one, I was like, I bet you, because she sings the one song that's like, I'm titanium,
and you can't hurt me, stupid human. And they're just in the theater like, what is happening right now?
I thought at the beginning, I bet you there's some line where they're like explaining what she's made of, and it's like, titanium alloy, and they're like, that was like the first thing they had on the whiteboard when they're like coming up with the concept for this. They're like, okay, we're gonna have her sing that titanium song, and there's gonna be some line about she's made with titanium.
I'd like to think that they're like all in the room and they just have M3GAN spelled out on the like this ginormous whiteboard, and they're like, it's too human, what are we gonna do, guys? And he's like, I got it, and he erases the E and then puts the 3 there, and everybody's like, boom, we got it, baby, we're greenlit for this.
No, he's got the E, and then he just like rotates it around 180 degrees, and they're like, God damn it, Jim, you've done it.
You've done it again. I could see it. This movie was not worth seeing. This movie sucked.
Yeah.
Fuck this movie.
This movie was unbearable.
Fuck this there was just absolutely no soul in it. You know, like no passion.
It was very.
I'm sorry to the people who worked on it if you were truly passionate about it, but it didn't show off. Your movie sucked.
Well, it definitely didn't appeal to me.
I feel like the best demographic for this movie is like super young kids who are too young to like
teenage middle school.
Not even that, because I feel like kids who are too young, but like they want a horror movie for kids that are too young, like that.
Yeah.
Super young.
Well, as I was watching,
but even then, I was thinking about, but then again, that brings in the argument where you're just like, okay, but you can't just pass a kids movie. You can't just be like, oh, it's made for kids, so like that's why it can be that way. Like you can never
use that as like a pass. You know, it's not acceptable.
Mm-hmm. Like it was just
you can make good kids movies. Okay, what about Puss in Boots?
Yeah, Puss in Boots is great. I'm also so sick of like, technology is advanced. Oh,
we better not spend too much time on our screens, or we're gonna get way too connected to our technology. Let's be careful.
That's been a fucking. That got old a couple years ago, and it's still like coming up and shit.
Well, And after our like sci-fi season and watching her and like how deep they go into like AI and consciousness into that, this just was like very surface level. Like, because I was thinking about something like another James Wan related project is that Dead Silence movie about the like marionette dummies or whatever, the ventriloquist dummies. Like,
did I ever tell you this? I have a weird personal story with Dead Silence. When I was fucking
didn't
little,
it like scar you when you were little?
it gave me fucking night terrors when I was little.
Yeah.
I was terrified of the trailer. And my parents would come in and they'd be like, "What is wrong?" Like it'd just be like 3 a.m. and I'd be like, "Oh fuck!"
That happened to me with Drag Me to Hell, that Sam Raimi movie. But anyway, I feel like something like that or Child's Play, that's Chucky's franchise if you didn't know. But
really quick, wasn't the last Chucky movie this movie? Wasn't like the reboot of Chucky with fucking whatever that girl was? Wasn't Chucky like an android this time?
I don't know.
around?
I didn't see the new Chucky.
I'm like 95% sure that like the latest reboot that came out.
Yeah. I know
last,
that
like,
there was a
2 years.
recent like Child's Play reboot because
He
Mark
was an
Hamill was the
android.
voice of Chucky.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he
Oh,
does like
interesting.
there's like some Joker in there. But anyway, I feel like part of the appeal of at least the first Child's Play or anything with like the living toy. You got Goosebumps, Night of the Living Dead.
Mhm.
The hook of that is like, is it alive or is it like just a toy? Like, is it, I don't know. Does it have sentience? And like at the beginning when it was like, oh yeah, it's a super advanced AI. It's just like, okay, it's an AI. Like there was never that like, does it have consciousness? Does it not? And like they were pretty blatant at the beginning. Like, yeah, like she's pretty conscious.
Yeah.
There was no like tension or ambiguity with that.
It just felt like the most vanilla plot with the most like vanilla like
characters
and like I don't know, progression with the characters and everything. Like it just wasn't that good.
I thought it was weird, like at the very beginning when they are like creating it, you know, like they're so for context, the main character, I don't know the actress's name.
Well, there's only like 4 characters.
Oh.
There's the mom character.
Gemma, played by Allison Williams.
I was gonna say that too. Gemma. What is
That was a
not
dumb name.
Jenna or like
Gemma.
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 Is that with 2 M's or 1 M?
It's Gemma.
Oh, I thought it was with a J.
I also thought it was with a J.
Gemma.
Gemma.
I thought the first
Gemma,
time I
Gemma.
noticed it was like halfway through the movie, and I was like, I wonder if the actress like accidentally said Gemma instead of Jenna. then
Like
they
I
said
wonder
it
if that was a
again.
flubbed line.
Yeah, and then like later on, I was like, no, her name's actually Gemma.
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 But what I was saying
Gemma, the robot.
what I was saying was, okay, so context, Gemma works at like a toy company and the toy company was way too close to Funko. Like they're called Funky, but it was like
Yeah,
Funko.
Yeah, I didn't
That's
think
just
about
like
that.
a small connection I made. But anyway, I guess she created like some sort of Furby thing that was
They had
the like that was
that was like the top of the line
T
toy.
the top of the line toy.
The commercial, the fake commercial they did for like, so the movie opens up with the fake commercial for like the initial toy before M3GAN is
Yeah.
prompted to like overtake it. That was the best part of the movie. They did a good job mimicking the fucking children's toy commercials.
Yeah, they did a good job with that.
It was still kind of cringe, but like I could appreciate how it was done.
But like those kids commercials are cringe like that.
Yeah.
Like, wow, look at it. He shits.
Yeah, exactly. and like it's a lot of kids' toys do that now, which is fucking weird.
Mm-hmm. But so I guess that toy, the toy that's top of the line is a little bit too expensive. So the CEO wants them to dumb it down a little bit and make it a bit cheaper. And
But Gemma wants to make robot.
Yeah,
So
Gemma.
Gemma make big expensive robot.
Which I didn't understand the thinking in that. It was like, okay, we need to make this toy cheaper. And she's like, okay, but what about this Tesla toy? Like,
That's self-aware.
I know you wanted me to make something that's cheaper, but how about a 10 grand toy?
Whenever I watch movies like this, I just think in my mind, like when fucking child robots killing people, it's like, initiating buzzsaw, and her arm like folds out, and it's like,
Go,
they're
go,
like,
guy.
Jesus, why did you install that on the robots?
Yeah.
Target located, and her head folds back, and a cannon comes over.
It gets like the War Machine minigun over his shoulder.
Jesus, everybody get down!
Gemma, why did you install that?
Gemma, why'd you build the robots?
And then Skynet initiates Judgment Day. Yeah. That's what this movie should have been. I want a Terminator M3GAN crossover.
I feel like it's been a while since we've had a good ass robot movie. I feel like Ex Machina was one of the last really good ones. If you want to watch a good robot movie, watch Ex Machina or Terminator 1 or 2. What about or her? Upgrade, yeah, upgrades. But that's not really robot.
It's AI.
It's a little bit robot.
It's a little bit robot.
Yeah, but I mean, like the movie's like focused around like a robot.
Yeah,
You know what
that's
I mean?
true. That's true. But
It's such a cool idea to have a self-aware like tech, and it's so easy to butcher too, I guess.
did they butcher it with a M3GAN?
Maybe they didn't butcher it. It was just so like vanilla and basic. It just wasn't fun to watch.
Yeah, I think that this movie is just trying to reach the widest possible audience, and it seems like they succeeded.
What's the thing? It's like when you try to appeal to everyone, you appeal to no one. Like that type of rule.
Maybe. I agree with that for this.
Yeah. I'm still amazed how many people were in that theater. And that was the second showing that we looked at. The first showing was pretty packed too.
Oh, right. Because we had to do a later showing because it was already...
A lot of people saw this movie. It made like 8 times its like fucking budget.
Nearly 10.
Nearly 10. What was it? It was like
12 million.
12 million.
And it's at 104 is how much it's made so far.
It has to be the timing, right? Because nothing else is out. Like we've like the only
Like,
other
you
thing
can
is
go
out was
see
like Puss
Avatar
in
and
Boots or
this.
Avatar.
Yeah. And Puss in Boots has been out for a while. That
Yeah.
came out like
In
before
December.
Avatar.
Yeah,
So I mean, people were still going to see it when we saw it. So,
true.
so they decide to not go for the prototype because she has a niece that her parents died in a car crash at the very beginning, which was a wax scene.
That was a wax.
And
They're like driving up the mountain. They're like, Jesus, I can't control this vehicle. And they're like slamming into like
and the mom's
railing.
like, stop into the middle of the road. Just stop driving.
It's like, why'd you tell him back there that you had all-wheel drive? And he's like, it looks like all-wheel drive. And you're like, God, these people kind of deserve to die.
Your parents deserved to die.
Your
little
parents
girl.
deserve to die, little girl. That's why you had to be attacked by the robot.
But so Gemma, her niece tells Gemma that if she had a toy like the one Bruce robot that she had another robot that was a little less advanced.
Yeah, but she's like, if there's a toy that can do anything, then that's the only toy I would ever
Yeah,
need.
if I could have something that could do everything, I don't need anything ever. And then Gemma
made M3GAN.
Yeah, M3GAN. It's like Fan 4 Stick, you know.
Yeah, Fan 4 Stick. M3GAN.
M3GAN.
M3GAN 2.
But then it's 2.0. 2.0.
M3GAN 2.0 Rise of the...
They have to make a third one, right? So they can do like M3GAN 3.
Oh,
Version
shit.
3 or something.
M3GAN, the new update.
Yeah. New OS.
What about that one scene in the beginning where she comes home and it's like, welcome home, Gemma. You have 4 emails and 6 dick pics from Tinder. And
Yeah,
It's like, what?
That was
But
whack.
they didn't say dick pics. I was just
Yeah, it was just like, and 6 new Tinder notifications. It was like, why did they have
nobody
that?
in the theater. Like there was like one person who shuffled in his seat was just like. That's the only reaction that came out of the theater. Out of like the fucking like 30 people that were in there.
I think the only emotion was like cringe and a little bit of like nervous laughter. At some points,
Nervous,
you know?
yeah. They're like, ha ha.
I don't think anybody thought it was genuinely funny.
Mm-mm.
But so we get the niece tells Gemma that yeah. So after she gets that revelation from the little girl, they like have the crazy Iron Man building his suit montage.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, we spent $100,000 on that prototype that exploded, so fuck it, let's make another one.
They're like,
You
well.
know? Let's waste even more company money.
Yeah.
Then they put something together and it ends up blowing it away. But you
Also,
know what? She starts killing people.
That robot was small. That robot had way too much strength. Like, I get that it's a robot, but still, you could just grab it and swing. Like, come on, physics still apply here. Like,
And it was designed to be a toy, right? Like,
yeah.
like I said, I'm sure they explained exactly what it was made out of, but yeah, like, I don't think it would be that crazy strong. Like maybe against other kids, because there is a scene that she kills a kid that's bullying Gemma's niece.
Yeah.
And that we can get into a bit later, but I guess it makes more sense that like it would be able to kill a kid.
Yeah.
But I don't think they probably wanted to have very many kid deaths. Maybe that could have given it a little bit more, is that she killing kids.
Yeah.
And okay, I was so incredibly bored watching it.
What's the rule with killing kids in movies?
I don't know. I think. Well,
I can't think of any movies where they like really like.
what about
Like I feel like teenagers is the highest that goes, right?
teenagers? Well,
Maybe like one kid death, but like is there a movie where it's like 12 kids just
well,
die?
remember we watched Antichrist? Remember the baby dies right at the very beginning of that movie? That's not like a mainstream movie though.
Yeah.
But what about, I'm trying to think. There's got to be some Battle Royale. That's like teenagers though.
Yeah, but it's all like
And
high
that's-
school and above.
And that's not like
So if you have your
something
permit,
trying to pander.
if you have your permit, you can.
How do you
beat
get the
killed.
child killing permit?
Yeah,
Movies?
movies.
The kids don't die in Jurassic Park.
The kids don't get ripped apart by velociraptors in Jurassic Park. No.
The kids don't get mauled by gorillas or rhinos in Jumanji.
Jumanji. Yeah, I guess there has
Let
to
us
be a
know in the
rule.
comments
Yeah.
if there's a mainstream movie where they kill a lot of kids.
We'll watch it and tell you.
What about that Sinister movie? Did you ever see that? There's a lot of kid deaths in that.
in Sinister. That's true.
That might have also been a Blumhouse production. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but that was a good movie.
That is a good movie. They've got their like a couple of good ones, but usually the
Mm-hmm.
Blumhouse movies are not good.
Usually horror movies are not good.
Yeah.
As much as you and I fucking love the genre.
Have we I don't know, have we covered any like main or like current horror movies with this podcast? Like we did Fall and Beast.
We did our horror season, our first season. But
Yeah,
those are older ones.
I'm trying to think of like
We
movies
saw
that we've
Hellraiser.
seen it in the brand new ones. Hellraiser.
There hasn't really been that
I
much
think
scary stuff like that's been worth seeing.
Out of the 3 that I listed, I think that Fall was probably the one that I had the most fun watching.
Yeah, I'd agree. Just because the heights thing did kind of make your palms sweat.
I think Fall is something that could be like put on in the background
Yeah.
at some point, not Beast or Hellraiser. There
I
haven't been
can't
any
believe
good.
this movie made 112 or just more than 100 million.
Oh, yeah, slightly over 100 million, but it will continue to grow. Like we said, our theater was packed, so
That's astounding to me.
yeah. But it didn't seem like people liked it. That's
No.
for sure. It didn't sound
That's
like
the crazy
people
thing
had
with
a
some
good time.
movies, though, is like we didn't even want to see it, and we went and saw it.
Yeah, we
I'm
did.
sure every person who contributed to that 100 like how many people who helped get it to where it is now, like you think walked out and was like, oh yeah, M3GAN 2, I'm fucking ready.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in for the M3GAN trilogy.
Well, that reminded me when I saw The Joker for the first time, like the Joaquin Phoenix movie, I remember hearing somebody like, "Oh, I can't wait for the sequel." Like I heard them say it on the way out. Do you think anybody did that for M3GAN? I'm hyped for the sequel.
I thought, dude, there's got to be people out there. M3GAN 2.0, bro.
People went in with like super high expectations and left like completely satisfied. Well, okay, I wanted to say too, I was so bored throughout like the entire experience.
I wanted it to be over like halfway, not even halfway through, like 20% into the movie. I was like, man, nothing has happened.
And then she killed the dog. M3GAN killed the dog. That was the first thing that happened.
Yeah.
And then when she started to kill the kid, he like had a really stretchy ear.
Yeah, it was like gum. Like she like grabbed like when she was fighting the kid, she like started stretching his ear. And like normally it would rip off, but it just kept going and going, and it was really weird looking and looked like gum.
Yeah, it did look really weird, and I was like, at that point, I was like, okay, this movie could win me back with some graphic horror movie violence.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the kid gets run over, and there's no blood, like, and just his shoe is left behind, and they were trying to pander to that PG-13 audience because there were children in the crowd, so I am trying to see if this is PG-13.
I think it has
confirm. To be. It had to have been
PG is not anything where the kid can get run over and die.
What about isn't there that bridge to Terabithia? It doesn't actually show the little girl get killed at the end, but like they mentioned that the little girl got killed.
Is that the movie where like they go to space at the board game?
No, that's Zathura.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That movie scared me when I was little. I thought the robots freaked me out.
That's technically a Jumanji sequel. 2 Jumanji references in this episode.
Is it really? Like
it's like the spiritual successor. Like it was made by the same people. I think it's based on the book written by the same guy.
I liked it when I was little. I don't know if I'd like it now. It's a fun idea.
It is a fun idea. I think we should cover it. Should that be in the
movie list?
Yeah.
As always, if anybody listening has any ideas for movies that they want us to listen to, we have a YouTube channel that it would be probably the best place to just write down a comment, be like, hey, watch this movie.
Or in the comments of this. The YouTube channel for the Podcrastinators. Yeah. I agree. So M3GAN was PG-13, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah, I just wanted to confirm.
Well, I don't really have anything else I'd like to say about M3GAN.
I thought it would have been cool too. Like, I didn't really understand why they were gonna do like a big live stream. Well, okay, I did understand why they were doing the big like content live stream reveal of M3GAN for the world for this toy company, but then she just like started killing people, like the CEO and his assistant guy. Like I thought she would probably want to have like the launch and be this like unsuspecting toy, but like then there's like the army of M3GANs or whatever. Because I think there's sequel potential in this movie for sure. Like they did show the guy copying the files, so they have all the blueprints, and
so another company could just make it.
Exactly. And then it would be like, oh, we have all of M3GAN's memories stored on the cloud, and we used M3GAN's old data to like build this one. Like she's already smart, and then that's how they're working. Like, oh, she has all the memories of M3GAN. That's my prediction for the sequel, because we're gonna have to see it. We're gonna have to see it.
Are we gonna have to see it? M3GAN 2?
Yeah, I think we do have to see M3GAN 2. Do you think they move it from a... Oh, no, wait. I was thinking, are they gonna like not have it be a January release? But no, it's confirmed it's gonna be a another January release
From
for the
M3GAN
sequel.
2?
From M3GAN 2, yeah.
For context, movies in January are usually shitty movies because it's the movies they didn't get out in time for awards like in December. So they're like, fuck it, we'll do it in...
And it's not really like a time where people go to the movies very much. Like, I guess Disney kind of recently started doing the event movies in December. And then it's just kind of like, that's the end of the...
Of like the movie year.
Yeah, and then it'll like start to pick up again around the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I'm trying to think. I don't think I have much else to say. Fuck this movie.
Fuck this movie. Well, we appreciate you all listening. Tell us what you think about M3GAN. If you're excited for M3GAN 2.0.
And the next movie might be Mario.
Are we just gonna say it at the end? We used to say that at the end of every episode.
Until the Mario one
maybe
comes out.
Mario will come out, and then Mario comes out and is still going on like 4 episodes.
I think Mario might be our next one. All right.
We'll catch you next time, guys. Thank you so much for listening.
Bye-bye.